With the conclusion of Falcons minicamp practice, there's still a lot of areas that need to be covered and improvements that need to be made. But one thing is for sure, players and coaches are excited about the progress made thus far. The University of Georgia Alumni Association held its final UGA Day event, allowing fans to interact with head baseball coach David Perno, basketball coach Mark Fox, and head football coach Mark Richt, getting them geared up about the season. Officials are still trying to piece together what caused this assisted living home to go up in flames. And to get an idea of just how intense that fire was, this neighboring home that stood in its path is completely destroyed as well. Meanwhile, family members want answers of their own as to why their loved ones were left to be burned alive. Henry County officers are looking for a man who they say dragged one of their own officers down the highway, and they got it all caught on tape. After a suspended search over the weekend, dive teams are back in the water here at Lake Lanier with some added reinforcements to help aid them in the search of 13-year-old Griffin Prince, who went missing in that fatal boating accident last week. The road to Super Bowl 47 starts here for the Atlanta Falcons, and with day one of camp under their belt, Matt Ryan thinks this team could hold something special. For hundreds of DeKalb County school teachers, their jobs are still in limbo, and they are left to wonder for a little bit longer what their status will be regarding the upcoming school year. Right now, the plane is leaking fuel, and workers are treating this as a hazmat situation, trying to keep the plane from exploding. A year ago, heading into the All-Star break, 22's numbers had taken a downward spiral. But fast forward to this year, the young ball player's batting average is up nearly 60 points, and the kid is willing to do whatever it takes to help his team win. Henry County officers are looking for a man who they say dragged one of their own officers down the highway, and they got it all caught on tape. On June 19th, around 10 p.m., a Henry County officer pulled over this car on Interstate 75 because it was driving around with a paper dealer tag that didn't have an expiration date. Police say the driver of the vehicle was Calvin Seabrooks, who claimed that he worked for a Nissan dealership and was transporting the car to another dealership. When the officer went to run Seabrooks' information, he noticed that he was driving on a suspended license. As the officer went to arrest him, Seabrooks grew uncooperative.
Why you arresting me for this? Sir, please, sir. Let me explain one thing to you, all right? And I'm letting you know now. If you do anything other than what I advise you to do, I'm going to take it as a threat, and I'm going to act accordingly. You understand what I'm saying?
Seabrooks saw his golden opportunity and made a run for it. The officer struggled to stop him, but Seabrooks broke loose and sped off, dragging the officer with him.
You know, for him to be drugged like he was, and then to fall out of the vehicle and roll onto the interstate, very easily could have turned deadly for that officer.
There were no major injuries for the officer, only cuts and scrapes on his hands. But what would have been a minor arrest for Seabrooks has only turned more serious.
Very senseless, you know, to take it from the misdemeanor charge that it was to the very serious charge that it is now.
Officers say Seabrooks is wanted for aggravated assault, driving with a suspended license, and obstruction of an officer. Reporting from Henry County, Tess, Rary, CBS Atlanta News. Jason Hayward erupted on the scene in 2010, giving Braves fans the breath of fresh air they had been looking for. But by the time the 2011 season rolled around, he found himself in a season-long sophomore slump, hoping he would wake up from a nightmare. A year ago, heading into the All-Star break, 22's numbers had taken a downward spiral. But fast forward to this year, the young ball player's batting average is up nearly 60 points, and the kid is willing to do whatever it takes to help his team win. In nearly every category, Hayward's numbers dramatically shot up compared to last year's halfway point. This past week, he made heads turn and left people amazed.
Man, hey, I'm not looking for any individual stats or recognition. Just like I said, whatever I can do. If I do well, I feel like I'm giving my team a good chance to win.
Hayward may not have been looking, but everyone else certainly was. He was awarded National League Player of the Week honors after posting a .522 batting average with 3 home runs, 3 doubles, and 5 RBIs. Production has been down in the Braves lineup, so to generate a spark, manager Freddie Gonzalez moved Hayward up from the 7-hole to the 2-hole, but it doesn't faze him.
I really don't care. I just want to be in the lineup, affect the game how I can, put up good ABs, get on base, change the game time with my speed, and go play some defense.
He doesn't have any special remedy that has helped him with his rise in production, only a renewed sense of what it takes to get better.
I'm not coming to the ballpark doing anything different. I'm just working hard, making sure I take care of my body and make sure I'm able to be on that field.
Reporting from Turner Field, Tess, Rary, CBS Atlanta News. The University of Georgia Alumni Association held its final UGA Day event, allowing fans to interact with baseball coach David Perno, head basketball coach Mark Fox, and head football coach Mark Richt, getting them geared up for the upcoming season. These Georgia fans bleed red and black and were eager to pepper the coaches with questions about the team's future. Head baseball coach David Perno was up first. He said not only does he have one of the best recruiting classes in the nation, but he didn't have to go very far.
We have 16, 17 kids coming in, and they're all Georgia. That's how it needs to be and should be. Not that we have some really good out-of-state players, but the majority of it needs to be in-state, and we did a real good job of that.
Head basketball coach Mark Fox is also optimistic about the upcoming season. He believes that after sacrificing recruiting so many young players a year ago, the payoff will be well worth it.
Unlike last year where we had no returning scoring and rebounding, we go into this season with a great deal of our scoring and rebounding returning. And so I'm excited about being able to have that amount of production returning and then add that new group to it.
And the man of the hour, head football coach Mark Richt, concluded the night by addressing fans' concerns about the team not finishing games last year.
And so they know we got to finish better. Now it's our job as coaches to make sure we practice in such a way that we finish strong. There's just going to come a couple moments of truth where we got to get it done when it counts the most.
The countdown to kickoff is on with Georgia football taking on Buffalo September 1st. Reporting in Cobb County, Tess, Rary, CBS Atlanta News.